What's up with the Raider Nation? It's your boy, Raider Honcho, and I'm back with a brand new video for you. Look, man, I ain't got no time for no damn intros. I ain't got no time for no song and dance. Did the Raiders actually just ruin the opportunity to draft their next franchise quarterback? Did the Raiders really? Did this really happen? Did the Raiders really just blow the opportunity to get Shador, to get Cam Ward? Man, let's talk about it. Listen, yesterday I'm trying to do some last minute shopping. I got some gifts I got to get for a few folks. I'm online trying to see how much expedited shipping is going to be. And then I get my Doritos ready. I get my jalapeno cheese dip ready. I get my peach snapples all nice and lined up. I got a little Remy on the side. Never, little taste never hurt nobody. And I'm ready to watch the Raiders lose yet again. Not because I want the Raiders to lose, but I thought that was part of the plan. I thought the Raiders were tanking for Shador. I thought the Raiders were tanking for their next franchise quarterback. And lo and behold, to my surprise, the Raiders go out there and win a game? For what possible reason can I make up that the Raiders were going to win that game yesterday versus Jaguars? If you don't know, now you know. The Raiders went from a top 2 pick to now getting the 6th pick in the draft, and everybody's up in arms. I see Raider Nation is divided once again as if we just re-signed Derek Carr. The Raider Nation on Twitter, or Facebook, in the Instagram streets, in the real streets, all over is in disarray because half of y'all want to talk about, well, if you were real Raider fans, you wouldn't want the team to lose. The other half are trying to talk about, well, if you was a real Raiders fan, you would want the Raiders to lose so then they could get a new quarterback. And somehow that's half and half, but then there's like another half that's like, both of y'all, it don't matter because if you're a Raiders fan, you're a Raider fan. Who the hell got the right to tell me I'm more or less than a fan just because I disagree or agree with what your opinion is? Man, listen, I'm just like the Raiders. Because I don't give a damn what y'all think. And the Raiders clearly don't care what we think. We've been sitting up here for months talking about what the Raiders are going to do with that number 1 draft pick, what the Raiders are going to do with that number 2 draft pick. And lo and behold, we find out that they probably not 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. And they don't care what we think. Now, this lets me know. The Raiders winning that game yesterday tells me that either Antonio Pierce's job is secure and he knows he's coming back next year, right? Because why would you chance winning a game to ruin your draft stock if you're coming back next year or not coming back next year? So the win tells me either he knows he's not coming back next year and he's like, well, F y'all, I'm going to win these games so y'all don't get a good draft pick. Or it tells me that it don't matter what the draft pick is because I'm coming back next year. It's one of those two things. It also tells me that maybe the Raiders weren't so high on Shador. Maybe the Raiders aren't that high on Cam Ward. Maybe y'all have got to accept that what y'all feel the Raiders should do is not exactly what the Raiders themselves feel like they should do. Okay, so should do, should not do, future, Shador, like it all sounds the same to me at this point. So we don't know what the Raiders have in plan for next year. We don't know what the Raiders have in plan for the draft, but we have to just understand that we don't have a say in none of that. So there's no reason for us to attack each other in the comments and on Twitter and on Instagram and all that. It don't matter what we think. The Raiders are going to do what the Raiders do. And yesterday was a prime example. Only the Raiders would go and win a game that means absolutely nothing. Right? Only the Raiders would do that. You have a chance to get a top 3 pick in the draft, and by winning this game, you drop to 6. Now you're going BPA, best player available. I don't know if you can get a quarterback then, but I've always stated that there is a possibility that the Raiders have a different plan in mind. They have a different agenda. We don't know what that agenda is, and that's fine. We just have to sit back as fans and be fans. We got to stop trying to be the front office people. We got to stop trying to be the couch coaches. We got to stop trying to be what we're not, and what we're not are NFL GMs. We don't know what they want to do. We don't know how they view Shador or Cam Ward or any of those guys. We don't know if they want a quarterback in the first round. They might just be out there like, look, AP is getting reps at head coach. He's going to be the head coach next year. He needs as many reps as he can get. So they're allowing him the head coach. They're allowing him to learn on the job. They're allowing him more time on task. That is possible. We all think that he should be gone. We all think that they should bring in a Vrabel or somebody like that. But at the end of the day, we don't know. And honestly, the Raiders winning, there's some bit of a silver lining for me. Like there's such a silver lining for me in that the Raiders have now taken away the opportunity to let me down once again on draft night. They saved me the drama. They saved me the stress and anxiety of popping 37 Xanax trying to live through another draft where they have a top 3 pick and we don't know what the hell they're going to do with it. So in some aspects, the Raiders did me a favor. They did y'all a favor. Because if had we lost this game and we get the number 1 pick, all we're going to do is build our hopes up and pray that we do the right thing with that pick, knowing damn well the Raiders rarely do the right thing with the pick. So in some aspects, the silver lining to me is we can stop worrying about it. Are the Raiders going to get Shador? Are they going to get Cam Ward? What are they going to do with the first round, with the first draft pick? We don't have to worry about that right now because they're not getting the first draft pick. And to me, that is such a relief to some extent. The Raiders need so much that we weren't going to turn our franchise around with one draft pick. Because if that was the case, then the Brock Bowers pick would have turned our franchise around because he's damn near the best player that came out the draft. So it's going to take more than one player. It's going to take a few years to get this thing right. It's going to take a few years to get the people in the building that need to be in the building and make this thing successful. It wasn't going to be one pick and was going to change everything overnight. So I understand everybody's mad and everybody's upset, and I understand the other half that doesn't want to root for losses. And listen, if you were rooting for a loss, it doesn't make you any less of a fan. It just means that you were looking forward to what was next, right? You're looking at it as like, well, we lose this game, it helps our future, right? And some people are looking at it as like, well, if you're a real fan, you don't want to root for your team to lose. I don't think anybody's rooting for our team to lose. I think there are fans that are rooting for our team to do what's best for their future. That's a different thing. I think if you just step back for a minute, it's not anybody rooting for us to lose. Like, I want to see the Raiders lose. No, I think people are just tired of seeing the same thing year in and year out, and they're rooting for change. They're rooting for something different. They're rooting for what could be. And right now, what could be is very unknown because we went from a top 3 draft pick to now picking at 6, and we'll mess around and beat the Saints, and the Raiders will finish where you don't want them to finish and probably get the 8th or 9th pick in the draft, and you don't know what they're going to do with it. But that's still a lot less stressful than having the number 1 pick and praying that the Raiders do something right. So, those are my takes on us losing, us winning and losing. Damn, it's the same thing, right? We won the game, but we won the battle, but lost the war, right? That's what it comes down to. So we lost the war, lost Shador. Damn, I got bars for days, man. So listen, I don't know what the Raiders are thinking. I don't know what the Raiders are doing, but I enjoy being a fan and I enjoy the unknown. I don't like trying to predict everything the Raiders are going to do. And that way it saves me the headache and saves me the stress. Just sit back and enjoy the show because it's about to get crazy. It's about to get crazy, man. So get down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Do you like the fact that the Raiders won the game? Do you hate the fact that they won the game? Do you think Raider fans are not Raiders fans because they wanted them to lose? I don't know. Get down in the comments. Let me know, man. If you like the video, like the content of the channel, subscribe to the channel. Hit me up on Instagram and Twitter, both at Raider Honcho. Check out redemptionbrand.com right now. Get some of that fire merch. Till the next time, as always, Raider Honcho out.